All right, as everybody knows, I don't really listen to too much rap music, which shouldn't be a surprise with the channel name being called The Skate Punk Lefty. But I think there's something here that is 100% worth talking about. So if you're unaware, about 7 or 8 days ago, Aiden Ross, because this I guess this was ongoing beef. He started beef with a rapper named Doshi, who's a black woman. And in his statements about her, he wasn't just criticizing her music, he was saying offensive things about her that clearly had racist connotations. And he was disrespecting her because obviously she was a black woman. He even tried to make the argument later that, oh, I talk to all women like this. So it's basically like saying, I'm not a racist misogynist, I'm a misogynist. Don't clip that. But on real talk stuff. So there's a lot I want to cover here, and I'm gonna try not to make this video too long, but I definitely have a couple of things that I want to say in just a second, apparently. So anyway, back to what I was saying about. I feel like there's a lot here to talk about. So first and foremost, shout out to Glasses Malone for completely calling out and humiliating Aiden Ross, and I think that Glasses Malone did something that he probably thought was very small, but clearly I'm covering it, and I think that's a step in the right direction. Before we get to the video here by Mic Drop TV, I have a couple of things that I definitely need to say that I don't think that I'm gonna get another chance to say because I don't know if this video is covering the topic. So, we are living under the hellish Trump regime right now. Our neighbors and friends are getting harassed by ICE. He's trying to take away any social programs of any kind that has benefited and helped African American people. He's also even, taking away social safety net programs from working class white people, even though they don't realize it because a lot of white people are stupid and they think that only black people are on welfare. The point being is we're living in hell. And one of the reasons why we're going through this is because the conservative movement in America, or should I say the fascist movement, has successfully infiltrated every modicum of society, of popular media, in order to push their messages and narrative. So what I mean here clearly, right? So, the media I consume, it's been a little bit harder for them to penetrate, even though they've been trying with things like skateboarding. They technically succeeded with anything nerdy because you got a bunch of jackasses all over the internet saying that, oh, I miss when superheroes weren't political. Oh, Japanese anime isn't political. All type of stupid statements like that. But punk has been holding firm since its inception. It was also always an anti-fascist form of music medium that was created as a response to Reaganism and Thatcherism. Point being is that hip-hop and rap has been infiltrated by white supremacists. We have all these other conspiracy theories about hip-hop and infiltration, but what we're not seeing, talked about, or what's clearly in front of us, is that fascists, white supremacists, have infiltrated hip-hop and rap, like Aiden Ross, and their Racoon enablers, like DJ Academics, and I believe I Show Speed was the fucking jackass that I did a skit about him picking cotton. And I know there's a lot of crossover between the music industry and streamers these days. And I feel as though that because black people didn't do enough to call these people out, specifically and especially black men, this enabled the fascist movement. Because keep in mind, similar to like punk and metal, rap music, especially because it was a black form of music media, was called degeneracy, right? And that wasn't really working because kids like things that adults don't like. So what they have to do, they have to infiltrate rap music and make their viewpoints more palatable. And because the nature of how the internet works, you have rappers, micro and major celebrities hanging out often at a time with white supremacists or raccoons. And these people are not even directly called out. They'll sit down and break bread with them, even though they have abhorrent political views. For instance, like Aiden Ross, right, is technically a friend of people like Sneeko, Nick Fuentes, and Andrew Tate. Three others that are cornerstones of the white supremacist movement, the fascist movement that we are experiencing. Some of the main forwarders of the backwards ass ideologies that we have to listen through and sift through every day. The point that I'm making here is that people like DJ Academics, especially, right? We have to call these people out. I think the dude name was Wack 100, him too, and call these people raccoons, call them sellouts, and call them Uncle Toms. Don't collab with them. Don't give them a music deal. Don't let them on your team. Stop buying their products. There has to be punishment for the black people that are enabling this fascist movement and allowing infiltration of not just rap music but any media. And I think that was my main point here. I want to react to a couple of things Ross said. He said a bunch of stupid shit. And one thing I may or may not hunt for the clip for is his little donation thing that he did. He's probably told by his media team to do. But, the main point that you should get out of this video, if nothing or more else, is that we have to start kicking these people out of their communities and directly calling them out to their face or not when they say or do certain shit. Because it's already too late, right? This is why Nicki Minaj was doing what she's doing. This is why Snoop Dogg did what he did. This is why Ice Cube was promoting the pretendian shit. It's because we have allowed conservatism to infiltrate the ranks of hip hop and rap music as so-called free-thinking individuals, right? And we have lied to ourselves to say that you can support U.S. conservatism or these conspiracy theories or conspiracy theorists and still be pro-black. But as the country is turning out like it is, it seems like it's not so. So without further ado, let's get into the video and see what happened.
Defend this girl.
No way you gonna think this cool.
You guys will defend this girl, but you won't even defend probably your own baby mama. You probably treat her like shit.
And then notice, see, I don't really think Aiden Ross is as stupid as he thinks, right? And this is one of the problems. I hate to interrupt it already at 23 seconds in because I know he's going to say this again. The next time, I'm going to make sure the response is slower. Aiden Ross is not as stupid as he thinks. Aiden Ross he's a part of the Zionist faction of the white supremacist movement that was purposely placed in sort of the culture of hip hop, and MMA fighting, boxing, or what have you, in order to infiltrate the subculture that usually would not allow people with his political views to stand in these communities. And I'm sure that even includes like regular boxing, because black people have a very large influence on boxing. Not so much on MMA, but boxing especially. The point being here is that his talking points sound too familiar. When Aiden Ross makes statements where he's trying to be racist and shit like that or say stupid things, he sounds like Dennis Prager, right? Because I noticed that different kinds of white nationalism or Zionist-styled white supremacy, it depended on both. Because you have like the neo-Nazis like Nick Fuentes, although still a abhorrently racist piece of shit, has different talking points from somebody like Ben Shapiro or Dennis Prager. Even though these people believe fundamentally the same things and disagree on things, and at some point their talking points come out differently from one another, if that makes sense. And Aiden Ross dialect reminds me of the PragerU style white supremacy in the way that he shares his political viewpoints.
We gotta make it make sense here, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you're not tough shit. You're fat. I'm sorry, you're fat. You're fat. And you guys are both ugly as shit.
Aiden Ross, DJ Academics, and 6ix9ine. But this isn't just about one woman. This is a pattern, and it's time to expose it. Because now, Glasses Malone has gone nuclear. Not just on Aiden Ross, but on Wack 100 too. Let's talk about why these men only get tough with black women, and why Glasses Malone is calling out the whole system. First, who's attacking Doechii? She's TDE's new star, Kendrick's cosign, a rising force in hip-hop. Aiden Ross, a streamer, called her an industry plant and made disrespectful comments. Academics repeated the plant accusations, mocked her success, and has a history of...
Hold up, go ahead and say it.
misogynistic rants. 6ix9ine jumped in to call her fake, accused her of clout chasing, and has a long history of disrespecting women. All three have a pattern. They're loud.
This is what I'm saying right here. We cannot keep allowing people with these political views and with this sort of behavior to continue to exist in hip hop. Otherwise, we might not necessarily get Trump again, but we're going to keep getting Donald Trumps if these people are allowed to infest popular culture and spread their political viewpoints, which I don't think is just loose. I think this is a very complex, concerted effort to infiltrate different communities that will usually disagree with them, and some, again, have been more successful than others. Because keep in mind, most conservatives, right, would not even touch rap music with a 10-foot pole. One of my favorite bands again. But seriously, though, and, you know, throughout the 1990s and even the 2000s, and even technically till this day, right, most black conservatives, especially, even a lot of white conservatives, would say rap and hip-hop is degeneracy. I don't like it, because, that talking point is the one that they gotten used to. But the younger generation is getting used to this sort of false free thinker infiltration of hip-hop that has been, sort of incubating these sort of hateful talking points in hip-hop and the surrounding culture. Hope I'm making sense with what I'm saying. But the point being is that, white supremacists in the conservative movement has clearly and decidedly infiltrated hip-hop. And Aiden Ross is a result, and DJ Academics and more that'll probably be mentioned. Wack 100, Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, and Ice Cube, and Lil Wayne, and whoever the hell those people were that got pardoned by Donald Trump. I don't remember the names. A$AP Rocky, whoever. All these people are a result of black people not calling them raccoons, calling them Uncle Toms, not supporting and buying their music, and allowing the whitewashing of these people to say that they're just free thinkers.
When attacking black women, and silent or soft when it's men. Let's look at their histories with women. Aiden Ross is known for goofy, misogynistic jokes, but never confronts male rappers directly. Academics has been sued for sexual assault, has a history of online harassment, and always targets women in hip-hop. 6ix9ine, multiple public incidents disrespecting women, always using controversy for clout. The receipts are clear. They attack women, but back down or deflect when challenged by men. So why Doechii? She's unapologetic, dark-skinned, not industry-made, and Kendrick called her the hardest out. Her song, Girl Get Up, directly addresses industry plant rumors and misogyny. The attacks ramped up after her Kendrick co-sign and chart success. They're not just attacking her, they're attacking Kendrick's camp. But here's the pattern. Aiden, Academics, and 6ix9ine never go at men with the same energy. When men respond, like Glasses Malone...
That's because the conservative movement is largely built on sexual insecurity. I'm not on TikTok, so I can say it the right way. But yeah, it's built largely on sexual insecurity. And one way that you clearly capitalize on people that have sexual insecurity is you always attack women. You always make fun of women, especially black women or queer women, women that are highly successful. You constantly prod at them. You say, horrible things about them. You make fun of them. You make them the face of your sort of false rebellion by constantly targeting women, because a lot of men that are conservatives are sexually insecure. And the only way they feel men about themselves is by putting down women.
They back down or call for help. Example, Aiden Ross called Wack 100 to handle Glasses Malone instead of responding himself.
Go take care of your fucking kids. Please. For God's sake.
These are all assumptions.
It's just embarrassing, dude. You guys want to...
And it's assumptions because apparently Glasses Malone doesn't even have kids. So clearly operating here, Aiden Ross is just being racist. And it should not be an Aiden Ross in the first place. If, especially black men that are in hip hop and rap or boxing or whatever else like Aiden Ross covers actually took the time to say, hey, fuck this guy, we're not working with him, don't take him seriously. And that even goes for people like Adam 22, because Aiden Ross, although he's the person I'm covering, but he's in 6ix9ine, I'm glad they mentioned him. He's a symptom of a larger problem that I notice in hip hop, although I'm not a regular listener.
Defend this girl, but you won't even defend probably your own baby mama.
Dog, this is so racist.
Like, literally it is, because this is implying that all black men have baby mamas. First, and then it's also racist towards black women, because it's saying black women are never wives. They're always just baby mamas. They're not just a mother of someone's child. Like, you had never had this energy with a white bitch, but okay.
This is so racist. How are y'all hearing this? And then this is so. Here's the crazy part.
People put Aiden Ross on.
Yep.
Yeah, LeBron James' son put Aiden Ross on. That's what he took off. He wasn't just popular out of nowhere.
Glasses Malone.
If he was actually dissing Glasses Malone for something Glasses Malone is like provably did, okay, cool. He said something about you, you fire back. You literally just went. You just opened the racist bag and just started throwing, like, you didn't even say anything, you didn't even cuss.
Yep, that's that good old media training that he has, because most white supremacist political commentators, not the guy that I covered in the last video, but ones that are highly experienced, like, Aiden Ross, have media training where they can pull out racist talking points, right? And clearly he's been taught to, quote, a street code is racism. But, just throwing that out there.
Customize your insults. You just, he's black, so he doesn't take care of his kids. He has multiple baby mamas. What? Like, man, this not even clever. You're just being racist.
Probably treat her like shit.
And how does Wack 100 defend this?
And it's like I said, people like Wack 100 are the problem. Wack 100 is not a free thinker. Wack 100 is a fucking raccoon. He's a piece of shit that is sitting up here trying to sanitize Aiden Ross. And he's an enabler of, these racist people who spent decades talking about how rap music was degeneracy, that are now trying to infiltrate rap and hip hop. So that's what Wack 100 is. He's a piece of shit, and he needs to be casted out of hip hop too.
Like, we gotta make it make sense here, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you're not tough shit. You're fat. I'm sorry, you're fat. You're fat fuck. And you guys are both ugly as shit. That's why you both wear glasses. I don't know what to tell you. This falling out podcast here. Look at these two fucking old heads. Can you guys go take care of your fucking kids? Please, guys, it's actually getting embarrassing. Why are you wearing sunglasses in the fucking house? You're that fucking ugly. Go take care of your children. Go feed them, bro. Holy fuck. Please. It's just like, at this point, it comes to a point. You guys have children.
This is like, bro, like, I don't know why he keeps drilling in on this. And I say this as a father, like, this idea that black men, first of all, like I said, it's not even just that, because, I'm not going to even bring my personal ideas that, I take care of my kids and shit, but the point, well, kid with a D, not an S. But this weird idea that Glasses Malone has kids when he doesn't. He doesn't have any kids. You can Google it. He said it out loud. He has no kids. He's just being racist. And and this needs to be like tampergraphed, because and brought up the fact that he was saying a black man wasn't taking care of his kids when this man has no kids. There's no reason for him to be saying this.
I know you do. You probably have multiple baby mamas. I'm not stupid. Go take care of your kids, please. For God's sake. It's just embarrassing, dude. You guys will defend this girl, but you won't even defend probably your own baby mama.
Better? Are you dumb, nigga?
Your fucking ugliness.
You need a ghostwriter for your roasts, nigga. This shit ass.
But listen.
What up, Ness?
Yo, this dude named
He does have a ghostwriter.
Glasses Loke and Trap Bradshaw, they're threatening me.
Glasses? I know them dudes, bro.
And I would also, Wack, I would be
Listen to this fucking Racoon. Oh, I know those guys. We gonna talk it out. See, look at this shit. A complete enabler of these fuckwits infiltrating hip hop. Of these people, allowing people like Aiden Ross to normalize white supremacy in hip hop. Again, I don't understand, because, don't get me wrong, because, like I said, I'm not really too involved in hip hop, right? But, I'm just making this video because I see a larger problem. I see a larger trend of racist people and their raccoon enablers allowed to exist in hip hop and have influence. And I just don't understand why. We could have caught this shit years ago. But we didn't.
Like, bro, the way that he just called you, like, almost to be like, hey, handle this for me on some lapdog shit is like, I feel like Wack should have more respect for himself for that too. And maybe Wack didn't hear the shit he was saying about him not take care of the kids before he picked up the phone.
Trap ain't nobody. Don't.
I mean, clearly, if you friends with somebody like Aiden Ross or Sneeko, you know that they are white supremacists and they're gonna say racist, homophobic, sexist, and other inflammatory shit. There's no way, bro, you can be on the internet in 2026 and you don't know who Aiden Ross is. Unfortunately, how did I even learn about this guy? I think I learned about him from like Kick or something like that. He was some new guy, or he's doing political commentary first, and then he switched to like the influencer shit. But the point being is that you should know who the people that you befriend on the internet are, and you should know what they say.
Pay him no attention. Glass is just family.
Okay, well, can you call Glass and let him know to tee up and get off my PP?
I'm
Terror. That's terror.
That's family. That's Glass and Malone.
Oh, okay, all right.
Shit, Trap is just clout chasing. I follow. Don't pay him no mind. He can mention his name. Glass and Malone is who he is. I'll call nephew right now.
All right, Wack.
Don't pay him no mind. He can mention his name. Glass and Malone is who he is. I'll call nephew right now.
All right, Wack. Thanks, bro.
Now, I thought it was kind of crazy that Wack did not ask Aiden Ross what he did or said to have beef with Glasses Malone. Instead of Wack checking Aiden Ross right then and there, he says, yo, hold on, let me go talk to Glasses Malone and figure this out. And that...
Like, fucking for real, what type of Uncle Tom shit is that? You have a... And this is something that pissed me off, too. I don't know if I'm going to watch this whole video, so I'm going to be mentioning things that haven't been said yet. Keep in mind, I remember I saw a clip of Aiden Ross talking about, because later on, he started to get more and more scared. Because Malone wasn't going to stop. He kept, telling him, I'm going to smack the fuck out of you. I'm going to be pressing Crips all around you to press the black people that are enabling you and shit. And he started to get more and more scared. And he talking about I'm a 25-year-old kid. Dude, you are a grown-ass man with millions of dollars, an internet personality and every fucking thing. You are responsible for your actions and everything that you say. If Aiden Ross saw a video of a 16-year-old black kid getting beaten by the police after he stole a phone out of a phone store, he would say that's a young man. So yo 25-year-old old ass is definitely a grown-ass man. When I was 25, I had a job and I was in a fucking relationship. So this idea that somehow, because this is whiteness 101 right here, because you're a fucking white kid, you think that, extended your childhood. It doesn't.
Right there is why these streamers feel comfortable disrespecting most rappers, because they know Wack 100 most likely either knows the rapper or Wack 100 will threaten the rapper. These guys know they can pretty much talk shit about anybody with...
This is coward behavior, performative aggression for clout, but only when it's safe. Glasses Malone wasn't having it. As a TDE affiliate in Compton OG, he publicly threatened Aiden Ross for disrespecting Doechii. You not about to talk to that sister like that. I'm gonna start pressing all the people around you. He called out the racial dynamic. You cannot be no white man talking that much shit about that black woman. Glasses also called out Wack 100 for defending Aiden Ross, saying, "Wack is not going to stop me from doing what I want to do." He doubled down. "Nobody on the West, not Wack, not Big U, not Top Dog, nobody is going to stop me from doing what I'm
Even though
supposed
I don't know who these people are, it's clear that Aiden has like done a lot of work infiltrating West Coast hip hop. Jesus fucking Christ.
to do because they know I'm doing the right things." Glasses made it clear, this isn't just about Doechii, it's about the whole culture of letting outsiders disrespect black women in the West Coast. He called out the hypocrisy. People will risk their freedom to hurt other black people, but stay silent when outsiders disrespect the culture.
Yep.
And remember what Kendrick said. He made it crystal clear. Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. He's not just talking about jokes. He's drawing a line. No white man, no matter how famous or funny, gets to disrespect black women. That's non-negotiable. Kendrick's message: black women have faced enough disrespect and erasure. If you're not from that struggle, you don't get to speak on it, especially not to tear them down. That's law. And that's the energy Glasses Malone brought when he stood up for Doechii. Now, let's talk about Wack 100.
Because, ironically enough, that's what it's about for me. You know, I don't really listen to, like... Because this has been a problem, right? Probably since the inception of, you know, black women getting into the rap industry, that they experience, you know, that sort of sexism. But in modern day, right, you know, it seems like almost every black woman that gets into rap or hip-hop, regardless of the style, has to experience this sort of anti-black misogyny. And it's about time where people start calling it. This shit has to come to a point. Because, again, the anti-black woman sort of like misogynoir is a symptom of the white supremacist influence in rap and hip-hop these days. And this influence is affecting the public conscious, where people think that it's okay to berate black women, make fun of black culture, and see black culture as just a useful linchpin to push the shit they want to push. And it's good that, at least in this case, it came to a point.
Role in the industry's hypocrisy. Aiden Ross called Wack 100 to clean up the situation for him instead of addressing Glasses directly. Wack 100 didn't even ask what Aiden did. He just agreed to handle Glasses. Glasses called out this lapdog behavior, saying Wack can't stop him and that the West Coast needs to stop letting outsiders get away with disrespect. Glasses also called out the industry for only checking black people, never outsiders, and for being quick to attack their own, but silent when it's time to defend black women. Why is this happening now? A lot of these attacks are residual from the Kendrick versus Drake beef. Doechii is TDE, Kendrick's side. Aiden, Academics, and 6ix9ine are all Drake supporters.
Because of course they would be.
Attacking Kendrick's camp because they can't get to Kendrick directly. This is about power, clout, and misogyny, using women as proxies in a bigger war. But at the root, it's misogyny. Black women in hip-hop are policed, doubted, and attacked more than anyone. Doechii's Girl Get Up addresses this directly. What's the agenda when the it girl black? The industry and media are quick to call black women plants or fakes, but never give them credit for their work. The Goofy Army, Aiden, Academics, 6ix9ine is just the loudest example of a bigger problem. Let's talk about how DJ Academics and Aiden Ross are moving, because it's not just messy, it's embarrassing. First up, Academics. He's always the loudest when it comes to attacking
Fucking
black
neck
women
beard.
in hip-hop. Quick to call Doechii an industry
I
plant,
need to do an interview
quick
with
to
you.
mock her success.
You got to stop the botting. I've never seen this aggressive botting. TDE, y'all got to stop it. This Doechii botting shit is out of control.
There is no reason why this guy, right, who's clearly a raccoon, right? There is no reason why DJ Academics has influence in hip hop with his clear bias for white supremacy and his clear messaging to berating down black women or black culture in general at the end of the day. Not to mention, DJ Academics is friends with, other white supremacists who, I'm not going to keep bringing up. But the point being is that he should not have as much of an influence as he does. And again, it's up to us to not watch these people or support them. Because DJ Academics is not somebody with just different viewpoints. He's a dangerous ideologue with a clear agenda to push certain narratives in hip-hop.
Trying to make her look like Taylor Swift. Doechii and Eminem have the most monthly listeners amongst rappers all time. All time? So you're telling me not Nicki Minaj, not Drake, not Lil Wayne. I'm giving a really
Notice he named all raccoons. You see what I'm saying here? There's a clear reason, bro. He's saying what he's saying and pushing what he's pushing. Cause he just advertised 3 raccoons. Right there. You see what I'm saying? Oh, not Nicki Minaj, who recently went to the Turning Point rally to make a minstrel show out of herself. Not Drake, the possible PDF, and not Lil Wayne, who's been in Uncle Tom since like 2014.
Dark warning to TDE. Y'all are about to ruin a good artist. But the moment you make fans feel like they didn't pick her, and y'all are doing it so abundantly clear right now, y'all are pushing her so wild. The fans are gonna do everything in their power to.
This is literally shit that insecure men like to listen to about like some woman failing at anything. Like, it seems like, man, and I remember back in the day I used to listen to this shit too. It's like if a woman does anything, even outside of this Doechii lady, right? They would have music, a band, or be a rapper, video game, voice actress, TV show, movie. They're doing it to the Supergirl lady and shit like that. They're doing it during. If it's anything involving a woman, it's gonna, or other minorities too. Not gonna lie, when it comes to like other media, at least, it's gonna fail. It's not gonna work. It's botted. They don't have enough experience, and it's like. It's amazing that so many insecure motherfuckers would just like literally sign into their computer or phone to just listen to that to make themselves feel better about their pathetic ass lives instead of making their lives better themselves. That's what I get out of this kind of shit. And I'm no fan of this kind of music, so be real. But success is success and bigotry is bigotry. And this isn't right. And it's clear what he's doing here. Making misogyny seem like it's street culture or some shit.
Reject her because they're going to call her an industry plant. We've seen this before. I can name 50 industry plants. You're supposed to bot enough that fans could be like, oh, shit, people rocking with it. Let me go check it out. And they could naturally pick the person.
Dude, I literally have, like, talked to random, like, at least my wife anyway. I just brought this up at random one day. And my wife knows who Doechii is. People know who, and again, keep in mind, I'm somebody that don't listen to rap. So, of course, I didn't know that she was. At least modern rap, So I didn't know who she was. So, if I go ask, cause it seems as though as I ask around to other black people, right, they know who she is. I'm just saying. So that, at least anecdotally, I can say that she's pretty popular. People know who she is. People are listening to her music. And there's nothing you can do about that, man. Like, and it's okay. Like, if you don't like her music, right, just don't like the music. Stop lying about the botting and saying, oh, it couldn't be that good. Like, you sound like a bitch, bro. Her music is popular and you just don't like it. And that's okay. Stop being a fucking insecure, fucking incel. Just don't like the music and move on. You're trying to come up with a math formula to say, oh, it couldn't be that successful because, like, dude, stop. Just don't like the music and move on.
Nobody ain't picked Doechii. Y'all gonna Meg Thee Stallion her, not with controversy, but Meg Thee Stallion her where people are just gonna hate her because they're gonna think nothing she's doing is organic. You're
Who thinks that? Bro, like I said, and it's like, I don't even know, again, I don't know anything about hip-hop, but Megan Thee Stallion is possibly the most popular black woman in hip-hop today. Even versus like Cardi B and Nicki Racoon Minaj. So again, like, what are we talking about here? You know, this is shit that, again, if you don't even listen to rap music, you can tell this is just misogyny and anti-black racism.
I mean, she's up there with Eminem. Eminem has had a career that has spanned 25 years. The people who listen to Eminem, they might not have the DSPs. They just go on there, yo, let's listen to Tears Are Gone, I'm wondering why. Without her. Okay, cool. They're listening to Eminem. Doechii.
Bet you won't say nothing negative about that white man.
Nigga, the only song I know about her isn't, I think the only song is Anxiety, which is cool.
The song, you know, you neckbeard ass Telly Bear. That's... the song, you know, you teddy bear neckbeard piece of shit. That doesn't mean everybody else isn't listening to her. You just don't listen to her.
Ooh, but bro, y'all are botting it too much.
He's built a whole brand on stirring up drama, but when it comes to real
with mostly women, he got into it with a gay dude, right? Because of course he's a fucking homophobe. And the gay dude said some things to him like he was gonna have some niggas come over, and he got on stream fucking crying. So the whole tough guy act that a lot of these people do don't go over well with me, with at least me anyway, because you know at the end of the day they're putting on a show, they're putting on theater to, number one, make money, and for two, to push an agenda. But when push comes to shove, we know DJ Academics is a bitch.
He's silent or he deflects. That's not journalism. That's just being a clown for clicks. Then there's Aiden Ross, the definition of goofy. He disrespects Doechii.
Doechii, you're a horrible musician. You fucking suck at music. That's why you fell off and you're coming at me, a streamer.
Doechii, he's hating. You won Grammys for a reason.
Man, it was a rigged ass Grammy. What the fuck? You can't name me 3 Doechii songs right now. Besides the one she sampled. 3.
Anxiety.
That's the one she sampled.
Yeah,
so name 3. You can't do it.
On the block.
I mean, she's successful. It doesn't matter. Like, it's nothing. There's nothing to get out of this, bro. I'm about to wrap this up soon.
Throwing ass in
You know why? Exactly. That's what you're known for. You're known for throwing ass.
He calls Wack 100 to handle it for him. Aiden is tough on stream, but when a real one checks him, he folds and hides behind someone else. That's not just cowardly, it's pathetic. But here's where it gets even more embarrassing. Wack 100. Wack 100, who's supposed to be an OG, a gatekeeper, a voice for the West, jumps to defend Aiden Ross, a goofy white streamer.
Yeah, who's a raccoon, by the way?
Who's never put in work for the culture. Wack doesn't even ask what Aiden did. He just agrees to clean up the mess, no questions asked. That's not loyalty, that's selling out. Wack is letting a clown use his name and his reputation to avoid consequences for disrespecting black women in the West Coast. That's not OG behavior, that's lapdog behavior. And here's the pattern. Academics and Aiden Ross are only tough when it's safe, when it's a black woman or someone they think won't fight back. But when a real one like Glasses Malone steps in, they run to Wack 100 for protection. And Wack, he's so eager to play fixer for a goofy, he doesn't even care about the facts. Bottom line, this is what happens when you let clout chasers and outsiders dictate the culture. Academics and Aiden Ross are moving stupid, and Wack 100 is selling out his own people for a streamer who doesn't even respect the game.
Aiden Ross number 6 on YouTube charts. That's hard. People will say that nobody listens to YouTube music, right? When somebody like Aiden posts music, right? But then they'll say, oh, a duet key has billions of views, but it's not on Spotify. It's because she's big on YouTube. Fuck off. It's just people said last time. People said, oh yeah, duet key's got billions of views, but it's on YouTube only. Like,
Let's break down the psychology behind the so-called goofy army. The Aiden Rosses, the DJ Academics, the 6ix9ines of the world. Why do they always seem to go the hardest at black women in hip-hop, but fold or deflect when it's time to confront men or real accountability? First, it's about power and safety. People like Aiden and Academics thrive on controversy, but only when it's low risk. Black women in hip-hop are often isolated, policed, and doubted by the industry. They're seen as safe targets, less likely to have powerful industry backing.
Yeah, I don't want to just sit here with the video playing. I'm going to try to make sure I credit this person. Thank you to Mike Drop TV for editing this all together, because I couldn't be bothered because I'm lazy and I work a lot. But the point being here is that, again, Glasses Malone was 100% in the right for what he did. Shout out to that guy. We need to start policing hip-hop a lot more, because we have normalized certain thought processes that are harming our community and many others.